this point, you look at that camera. This is wide. And gentlemen, this is a conversation with Musa wa Laikipia, where we come and discuss issues that are affecting us as a society and the possible solutions that we have. And ladies and gentlemen, today is one of my favorite topics. Yes, I told you last week, drugs and substances, it was one of my personal things that I talk about. But this one is actually more personal, just next to the personal one, mental health. But this one, we will kill two birds with only one stone. The issues concerning the boy child, and that is why we're calling it the boy child agenda. Many people have said that the boy has been deserted for a very long time. How true is that? We have talked about so many other challenges that we say the boy child has. Drugs and substance abuse, the issues of mental health. When we come to the statistics on suicides, the boy child is the one that is the most affected. The question today is that true or not? On the hot seat today, on our conversation with Musa wa Laikipia, is a person who is very passionate on the matters of boy child and also the power. I almost said what his company does, but he's also passionate on the issues of mental health. I remember I met him in a hotel with two other men the first time that we met a few years ago, and the conversation was the same as today. How do we save the boy child? How do we save the boy child from the issues that are surrounding him, the mental health issues, and so many other issues that affect the boy child? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage a guy who has one name and the other one is a switch. His name is Willy Switch. My friend, karibu sana.
Thank you, sir.
Hapa ndio kunaitwa a conversation with Musa wa Laikipia. Unajisikia vipi ukiwa? By the way, I start with apology. I'm very sorry. The last season, when we were closing the last season, yeah, you're supposed to be the person who would close the season. Yeah. And I felt guilty because we closed and we went for a break without interviewing you. But here we are. Here we are. Say hi to our viewers and tell them your name and what you do, sir.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
I'm very grateful because of this opportunity.
Yes.
And the set that you've invited me.
Mm-hmm.
And more specifically, I'm very grateful for this conversation, boy child agenda.
Yes.
Wow. I'm very excited to be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Willy Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I am the founder of PowerHim organization.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an organization that specializes in empowering the boy child. Mm-hmm. And also I'm an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. I run a company called Sightwin Media. Mm-hmm. It does branding and outdoor advertisement. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful because of being invited here.
Yes.
Thank you.
And karibu sana.
Yes.
Sometimes people say their brand name, and I usually tell them that when, they send me Mpesa, it will be Moses Njoroge. And I know, at the end of this, probably we'll have Mpesa. What are your real names? Or you are the people who call themselves Kenodia, or you don't want your name to be known?
Actually, I am very known beside brand name.
Yes.
The next name that is widely known is my surname. But my actual name.
Yes.
I guess I heard somebody calling me that.
Yes.
When we were
Likewise. If I hear someone call me Getonga, yeah. Oh, yeah. That one, tulisoma na yeye.
Yeah.
Yes.
My name is Wilson Joroge.
That is my third name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
and we are not related. Tell them. Sometimes they say it's nepotism. We are not related.
My name is Wilson Kamande Joroge.
Mm-hmm. And Joroge is my father, but he's not his father.
Yes. Joroge is our father. Let's say that.
let's say he's our father. Who knows?
Person.
Not the same person.
Yeah. So basically, it's true. Some people always almost confirm when they send something to me.
Yes.
Is that you?
Because even me, I would reverse, by the way.
Yeah.
If I see Njoroge Kinodhia, I would reverse.
So
yes.
Those are my actual name.
Okay.
And I'm grateful.
Karibu sana, my friend Switch. Yeah. And it's been long, and we have pushed this agenda. And if I can be asked one person who have really been consistent, yes. I would give you. PowerHim. How did it start, and what is it all about? Because you said you're the founder of PowerHim.
Yes.
And I want you to put your microphone a little bit there.
Higher.
You know, yes, there. Good.
Okay. PowerHim is a community-based organization. It started in the year 2020, towards the end. And we started by figuring out how we can tackle the drugs and substance abuse. And we wanted to talk to the youths. And so we organized an event that would bring us the youth. And that was a tournament. So during the tournament, after the tournament, we realized that we have not been able to, to have tangible impact. As much as we discussed, those people who attended the event came wanting to watch football.
Yes.
And we are talking about drugs. So we felt like, oh no. So we went back to the drawing board and realized that there's something else we can do, that we can have that topic benefit someone. And even if Musa wa Laikipia would come and ask, who has benefited from this program? We're able to point out to this and this individual.
Right.
And for that reason, we took it to schools. And our entry point to school, when we went to tell the administration we want to come and talk about drugs and substance, we saw some boys there with torn clothes and we were like, hata hawa tunaweza waita aje and talk about drugs. And so with that, my heart and the guy we were, our former chairperson, Hamad, big up to you, man. He's a co-founder. So we realized that we can do something else.
Yes.
And so we asked the administration, the day we are coming here back, we would like to dress these boys.
Yes.
And so we asked, we knew we will have a problem if we just dress one or two. So we said each class, let's have one boy who will be dressed.
Yes. So
we asked the administration to look for to identify as the person who mostly deserve it. And the list came with about 20 boys, and we only asked for 8.
For 8 ahead.
So with that, the very renowned program in PowerHim was born.
Yes.
It's called Dress a Boy Initiative. That is designed to give back boys' dignity as a man, as a human being. Because it's unlikely that any other organization will walk to a school and dress boys. Yes. They mostly take care of girls.
Girls, true.
And so we started that. So PowerHim also restored dignity to boys and men who are suffering in shame and low esteem for whatever reason. Because most of them is not their own making. Yes. It's influenced by other factors.
And we are getting there. We are getting there. Don't preempt. And when you talk about dignity, and what you guys are doing, I want to appreciate you, because there was a program I was involved in, the Dignity to a Girl Child. My friends out of the country, and one of them is watching JN Karaoke, they sent me to a school in Nakuru. They gave me some inner wear to take to girls. There were over 3 bells, and we visited 3 schools of over 3,000 girls. And every school I would go, they would ask me, "What about boys?" So you guys are doing very well. Before we dive into exactly what programs you have, because I know you have different programs, including the one that you're doing currently. Do you think as a youth mentor, as a boy-child mentor, because you have not mentioned that you are a boy-child mentor, do you think there's a problem? Do you think there's a problem with a boy-child? And more so in Mount Kenya region, do you think we have a problem? Because many people would say, yes, we have issues with the boy-child, but what are the issues? Do you think we have a problem with a boy-child in Mount Kenya?
Musa wa Laikipia,
yes, sir.
I don't think. I don't think. I know.
You know.
I know there is a problem. And the problem transit generations. We have started with my team trying to understand when it began. And we used to think it started during pre-colonial war. That is 1952 when war broke. We were mistaken.
Yes.
It started way back. It's a century-old
problem,
challenge. Let's call it a challenge. And so there is a big challenge, and we are working on solution. Perhaps you are going to get to that.
Yes.
But the main problem is our foundation, and this is what PowerHim represents.
Yes.
PowerHim is an organization that is designed to bring solution to our foundation. The man is a foundation. The man, and that's why of our passion, because whatever we are trying to build, whatever we are going to fix, until we begin with the foundation, whatever else we build.
When you say foundation, where is foundation? Because sometimes some people think foundation is in religious institutions. Sometimes people think it's the government. Sometimes others would think it's family unit. Where is the foundation? Wow. And what is that foundation that is shaken? I told you, and I told someone, this is a conversation that can go way long, because both of us are very passionate.
Yes.
So we want people to understand there is a problem. Which foundation? When you talk about foundation, which foundation?
I think I will refer us back to the beginning.
Yes.
When God wanted to achieve whatever he has achieved in all the millions or whatever years, he knew to do that.
Yes.
He got to create a man as his representative here on this earth. And now, upon that man, he created.
Yes.
That is the foundation. He has established that man in his image, in his thinking, in his likeness, to be able to execute things here on earth on his behalf as the foundation.
So that is where the rain started beating us.
Exactly. So, and you know, when that is out of place or shaken or broken, I mean, whatever else you do, it will have, what do you call the impurities? It will have what do you the impurities? There's a word I'm looking for.
No problem.
Sasa itakuwa na udhaifu aina yake. So the man is the foundation of the society. So once we are able to put him back in the place he ought to be, our ladies will automatically heal. You want to believe it? In ancient days, when any king wanted to deal with a certain generation, he would only attack a man. That man is a father to somebody, a husband to someone, or a son. So when you pick somebody's husband, you don't need to do so many. You kill that man. There's nothing you need to do to that woman. She's broken. She's, you know, she's on her knee. When you actually go ahead and take off his son, her son,
yes,
as in, she's completely, you know, but any day, you have not, you cannot take kingdom when the men are still out there.
Yes. Now, you know, you can chase the rabbit the whole day.
I'm chasing the rabbit.
You giving me so many, and I don't like this when my interviewee is giving me so many room to ask so many questions. And unfortunately, probably we'll say this is part one of this, because it might go beyond what our time limit is. But what is the? And I'll ask you a very controversial question. Yes. Very controversial. Before I ask you the next question, do you think the girl child has been over-empowered? What is your view on that? Because again now in the society, everybody and many people, including actually our second lady, the wife to the deputy president, she's very passionate on the matters of the boy child. What are we saying about the girl child?
Okay.
And be careful.
I like the question.
Yes.
Of course, that question comes to me very often. I do not think that they are overpowered than
Good answer.
Men. What I think is we have invested more heavily on girls than on men.
Yes.
And that one is influenced by our social setup. Because in our family, the girl is always with the mother,
Yes.
the grandmother, and she learns a lot from those two senior.
Yes.
And she is able to learn how to do things. So because the mother and grandmother and auntie are at home,
Yes.
so she happened to learn a lot by the time she's 15.
And they tend to be very close
And to nurture.
with those ones.
Yes.
And now that one, that's why I'm telling you, you're giving more reason to ask
Now,
questions
let me
more
finish
than...
this.
Yes, go ahead.
And now for the boy, the one he should have run from, grandfather, in the 80% cases is dead. And then the father, in over 40% is absent.
Is absentees, yeah, absent fathers.
Yes, and so the boy has no one to learn from.
Let me add, but the uncles are drunk. They are drunk and hustling.
They are drunk and hustling and busy, and to pay bills for those who are really responsible.
Yes.
And for that reason, they do not have that time to be one-on-one with their son. And so that reflects when now this boy and the girl, they are in 20. The capacity in the girl of 20 years, what she's able and capable of doing, even in solving problems, the boy is far mile behind.
Actually, even psychologically speaking, we say that, of course, boys, they're a little bit lower even when they're growing, three years under. Basically,
they're disadvantaged on that front,
yes.
First one. And number two, now when they go to school setup, when they are doing their learning, there is that intentionality when it comes to skilling the girl.
Yes.
And inspiring her confidence. And also now the group of people who can talk to her, you know, you realize that there's a lot.
Yes.
But few for boys. I don't know, save for PowerHim and
yes.
Her Excellency Dorcas Rigathi. I don't know who else talks to the boy.
Musa Laikipia.
Of course. Salute, man.
You can't just leave me out. I mean PowerHim.
I said
no. I need directorship. You know, Lois is there and she's noting this one. I need directorship. There's no way you can say I'm in PowerHim and I'm not a director. Now, my friend, yes. You have brought a very important point. I've seen school systems, where there is a lot of intentionality when it comes to empowering the girl. I know we may not have, and we don't have, the needs like girls have. I almost said it. But when those girls are taken and isolated to be taught how to use the pads and all that, it is also important for us, like the PowerHim is doing, to take the boys aside and tell them, you know, it's important also to clean their underwear. It is important also to have clean boxers. It is also important to also be hygienic. You know, we are coming to that program that you have of initiation and circumcision. Some call it that. The importance of it and why is it done, apart from the covenant with God, there are issues of health and stuff. So it is also important for us to be intentional with the boy child, like we have been intentional with a girl child. And I agree with you, sir, that that is how I would answer. If the girl child has been over-empowered, no, there's no over-empowerment. What, us men, and it starts with us, because if the grandfather is dead, actually both of my grandfathers are dead.
Sorry, brother.
my father might not be present. The father of that boy may not be present. But then this comes back to us as a society. What are you doing as an individual? Me as Musa wa Laikipia. You as Switch. What are you doing? I think that one is a very key question. For those who are watching and those who will watch this video later, continue clicking, continue subscribing, continue following, and you can share this, because this is a conversation that is not between us. It's between us and you, all of us as a society. And more so for men, tag another man, so that they come And if you have a question or a comment, please don't hesitate to put it down there. You may not do it right now. We will even answer you later. I will tag Mr. Switch and also other men like Jay and Karaoke who are very passionate on our next generation. Bwana Switch.
Yes, sir.
Programs that you do at PowerHim. What programs, apart now from taking uniforms and you're doing very well, man. I know this. I want Reverend Wangai to be tagged on this one. When I was in school, Reverend Wangai, who is a senior reverend at the ASK Church, St. George's, just neighborhood from the location that we are shooting. That guy was behind me. I think when I was in class 8, he was in like class 4 or 5. Okay. Those guys would know me by looking at my behind. I had I did not have good clothes. We tulikuwa na viraka bwana, tulikuwa tunaonekana mpaka, you know. So but ebu niangalie, wacha kucheka bro. Ebu nikushow, wacha na kamera. Wacha na uso wa kamera atajisort. Wewe kwa maisha yako kwanza, kwa hii generation tuko, ushaona msichana na viraka? Hakuna wasichana reale utaona msichana na viraka. Mpaka wale juzi niliona mwalimu kwa internet, ilikuwa ni msichana alikuwa na viraka ndiye alisaidiwa. Lakini nobody thinks about the boy child. Wakati huo Wangai alikuwa ananiambia tulikuwa tunaangalia tukikuangalia viraka na sometimes hata tunaona nyuma tunacheka. But you would never see a girl like that. So like I agree with you, it is a generational problem. But it can end with us. It can end with us, and thank you so much for what you're doing. So apart from now clothing the boy child and making sure that they have dignity and offering dignity kits, what else do you guys do? And ladies and gentlemen, probably we'll be asking you and we'll be asking this guy to even give the Paybill number so that when we have these programs at the open of the school next year, we can be able to clothe even more kids. By the way, I commit on this show. I commit this show on this show to dress a whole boy.
Thank you.
In January, God willing.
Thank you very much.
So go ahead. The programs.
In PowerHim, we run that Dress a Boy initiative.
Yes.
That is number 1 program.
Yes.
And number 2, we also have school mentorship program. And this is where we take now the conversation of to the boys to tell and enlighten them that they have a place and position in our society. And we get them to understand what is their place in the society.
Yes.
And then after that, we stir courage in them to own and take that place. Because now it is not enough to give them academic skills and understanding. And when now they are out, they don't know what they are supposed to do and the places they are supposed to occupy in the kwa jamii.
Yes.
So we do like a very intentional and interactive session.
Yes.
And our mentorship, whenever we take it to school, our approach is rather very unconventional. The conventional one is where you go gather the boys together and begin to lecture them.
Yes.
That one doesn't work with boys. So when we learned that hard way, and we tried another, and we have really understood that it works.
Yes.
It is called modeling. Modeling is whereby when we go for this mentorship, I tag along several men drawn from various sectors and they in different profession, and they go parade them before the boys, and so that the boys, when they are seated there, they at least can relate with one of these men. And we have a very clear-cut assignment to these men that those boys who are inclined to whatever you do, walk with him. And so be the mentor, active mentor. When they are off school, that boy has permission to come and spend a day with you to learn and see what you do.
Yes.
So that when we are talking about mentorship, it's tangible, it's actual, it's something that you are intentional. So like the guy who is the technician here, you have some boys surrounding him to want to learn, how do I do this production?
Yes.
The man like you who is carrying out this interview or whatever ventures you do,
Yes.
you you are working with a certain boy. That is our empowerment thing. So when we say boy child empowerment, it is very intentional. The other program we run, wow, it is my favorite. I think is the one that introduced me to you. Mental health and wellness. I am a very ardent supporter, or rather very vocal in terms of mental health. Especially in men arena, because it is us men who happen not to, we are asked to mask our feelings.
And I will invite you specifically, because that one again I'm very passionate on, men and mental health. I will invite you specifically for that, because I know you can stay there for the 20 minutes.
Goodness. Know, and now the boy, by the time things have gone bad, we asked, like, you could have said it. But you see, when he was growing up, we silenced him then. And now, how do we expect him to open up and speak up? And and then again, we do not know this thing. Minding our mind. We don't. We don't have the skill. We are able to mind our things and but our mind. So that's a program we run. And whenever we go to school, talk about mental health and wellness, we find some boys who are disturbed, mentally disturbed, or even sick. And we take upon ourselves to take them through the recovery process. And that program, so far, we have reached about that. It's 4,800 men.
Okay, that's
boys
good.
Included. And recently, when we were marking Mental Health Day, we called like 22 schools. Candidates who are sitting for KCPE, and they came for that event at stadium, and we have over 1,000 boys in attendance. So we are very passionate on that, and we love it. The other program we run in PowerHim, it is called Yelmo. I know it's not popular, especially among us people. They read it in our website and they wonder, what is that? That is Young Entrepreneurs Link to Market Opportunity. This one is designed to help those who are fresh from school or college or university when they have acquired their skills. We want to help them monetize that. That is an empowerment. Because now they are through the study, they are not anymore under the care of their parent, and they don't know what to do. So the Yelmo program gives them a platform where they can link up with prospective funding. I mean, they can get some people to partner with them, to guide them and mentor them in whatever ventures they want to get in. And the last and final program we run, it is called Rite of Passage. I don't know if this is time to talk about it, but it is a program we run.
I don't want to ask you, because we'll come back as we end to talk about rope, because that is active right now, and it's a special one for us men. Because people would ask us, why are you doing rope? And others are making it as a business right now. You know, it's a killing right now, and I'm not actually very happy. I think if you have followed me keenly, I wrote a 650 words article on the same, asking, is this the solution that we have? Is circumcision a solution for the boy child? And my answer was no, very, very categorical. But you are helping me, because if we don't do anything beyond the cut, we are doing nothing. We'll come there. Do you think this, whatever you have mentioned, are those the workable solutions for the boy child in our society? And also in Mount Kenya region, we are biased for Mount Kenya, but these solutions that we are offering can be offered somewhere, even replicated even in the north part of this country, or even the western or west, or north, or whatever, or central. So, do you think these are workable solutions, or do you have any other suggestion for the workable solutions?
They are just among the workable solution, specifically the one we've tried and have proved that they are working. And we are actually exploring. Like the organization is relatively young. We are barely 3 years. And for that reason, we are trying and experimenting some of other that I have not mentioned. And solutions that we can offer, it is span as wide as possibly this individual who are our viewers. They have ideas. They can propose solutions solutions, and we don't mind trying them.
Yes.
But those one I've mentioned, I know they work because it is easy to execute. Not only easy, but effective. You know,
yes.
In fact, they are not easy.
They're not easy. Oh, no, they are not easy.
But they are effective. Because when you go to school mentoring the boys,
yes,
like I have said, that version of how we do it, it gives even the mentor and the mentee a time to develop and grow and even learn.
Yes.
Now, so make them completely workable, we need a corrective approach. You see, we have identified the formulas, we have identified the programs, but to execute them perfectly, you realize that you need to have a concerted effort from the community to the government to international bodies, and everybody has to come on board. So to make them workable. And the way to measure and to evaluate the results, also it's a process that we need. It's something that we need to work on and refine. And I'm very grateful because of the big team that we have of volunteers and people who are coming on board to help us. They're helping in refining the process or the solutions.
The best thing with interviewing a person like you even answer a question before you're asked. Because my next question was, who will do it? Because, you know, what I say, like, we may think, and PowerHim is doing a lot.
Yeah.
And Musa Laikipia has done a lot for the last over 10 years. But then, who will do it? Because I'm sure there are some places in this county, not country, county of Laikipia, that PowerHim has not reached. Like you go to that corner of Turkana, between the boundary between us and Baringo, the challenges the boys are facing there, they are very unique because of the banditry and because of the cultural issues that are there. And that is why this question, I want to ask it again to you. Who is going to do it? Because yes, we see there are workable solutions and, you know, the things that we have shared, but who is going to do it? Who is going to do it? Look at that camera and tell us who is going to do it so that they hear from where they are. Once again, they hear from where they are. If they are in Garindari, the smallest village that I was born, or if they are in the farthest corner between Baringo and Laikipia, and we are talking with bias with Laikipia because we are in Laikipia, but we are talking to a larger Mount Kenya region and even the Kenya in general. Who is going to save the boy child? Who will do it?
This particular individual watching this is the one to do it. Ourselves to do it in partnership with you. And in doing the actual work, because we've talked about this, we've talked about it in so many versions. It should be done, it should be done, it should be done. Now, thank you for the question. Who will do it? This particular viewer and those who are, and as they do it, involve the entire member of your family, because we cannot win it alone. It's not government's work. It is not Willy Switch's work. It's not Musa Laikipia works alone. It is your work, and collectively we can do it.
I know time is not with us, but this one I have to come back again. You have mentioned it at a passing. Yesterday, I was very sad when I saw a conversation on gambling. I don't want us to talk about gambling, but there are so many people that are even lending money online and they are not controlled. But sometimes when we people who want to help, when we start an organization like PowerHim, the government is against us, coming and following us and asking us where are we getting money. I'm not saying that we should not be regulated. Yes, we should be regulated and we should show our books of accounts and all that. But my question is, what is the role of the government? How can the government plug in to support these kind of initiatives?
Government can easily achieve its objective of eradicating some of the vices in the community, in the society, by empowering such organization. that are in touch and on ground with mwananchi, and those that are doing grassroots, are putting grassroots effort to deal and tackle some of these challenges. And so if government invest in this or type of this kind of organization, it is way easier and spend less, and it will be effective in tackling most of those challenges. The problem is, as you have put it, the government, I see at times their objectives is not aligned to actually ending some of the challenges. It keep on saying that we're having this challenge, including banditry. And so I would urge the government, both the national and county government, to invest in such programs, because now you'll have an empowered young men who are useful in the government, in county level and national level. If we do not do this, the government will keep on having a heavier and heavier burden to carry. Because no,
I feel like talking to the CEO, the youth.
Yes, they'll have even a difficult challenge. Even clergy. You know, I asked one clergy why invited me, and I told him why he should join us. Because as long as the boy child is not empowered, any day in his office, he will have like 50 single mothers. He need to support. Because the men who ought to be supporting that mother and that family,
they're not doing it.
They are not.
Allow me to speak to the CEO, youth in Laikipia County.
Yes.
Not biased on any issue, but sometimes I think we are trying to reinvent the wheel. Instead of using the wheel that is there to make it better. Sometimes you get that job and probably you are not experienced and you don't even know the issues of boy child, you don't know the issues of girl child, you don't know the issues of drugs and substances. You come and start doing other programs that are new programs. Why don't we map people like PowerHim, organizations like PowerHim, organizations like Care Up Limited that is founded by me? Why don't you work with the existing organizations to empower them to use the government finance that is there to actualize some of these programs? Like now we're going to talk about the program of circumcision that these guys are doing. The initiatives that have been there that we can support that can be able to achieve the same without necessarily reinventing the wheel. That is my word for the county government. Governor is my friend. Please, when you see this clip, cut it and send it to the governor. Don't reinvent the wheel. Work with people that are already in existence. Governor is my good friend, and I know when he hears this message, he will reach me. He will respond to, and his PAs, my friends, they can respond to it. So, the circumcision program. Why are you doing it and how did it start? Because this is not the first time. I've seen your message and ignored it. I didn't have money.
You are not alone. So many people ignore it.
But this time around, please get me a session and take me to those boys to mentor them. As we come to the end, please tell us why circumcision of the boys who cannot be able to afford, and how did you start it and why did you start it?
Thank you so much. That's a good question. The year, last year, 2022, the initiation happened twice. One in April, the other one in December. And so in April, the school were rushed so that after recovering from COVID. And so the initiation happened in that December because that's when the transition was happening. So what happened is I had organized not a program of Rite of Passage. Rather, I wanted to get all the boys who had undergone that program, either from church, at home, in cultural way. That's what I had planned. An event where we will receive them as men into men's club. That was the idea. Now, in the preparation, so we invited through the churches, through the places. If you have a son who had undergone this, we have a date with him, this particular date, this venue. And so 2 weeks to the event, I met some street boy who stopped me. Switch. Sisi tunajua umepanga event.
Dio.
Na hata hatukuambii tukuje hiyo event. Tunataka ujue hivi hatujaenda kutahiri. And I'm like, what? The boy is 19 years. I was 18. Two of them. So I was like, okay, you guys, you know, I'm not going to circumcise nobody. What I have planned is for those who have been taken care of.
Yes.
They are coming to this event. I have a number of men to receive them to
For
the men's
mentorship.
club. Yeah, for mentorship. And so, but for you, because of your age, nitawapanga. So you'll be going on Friday. Go find a place to stay. I'll sort the doctor and I'll look for food for you. And that was it. What nobody told me, between Tuesday and Friday, they had told all their peers in the street, Switch
Alitupanga.
Wow.
So lazima uwapange hao wengine.
So come Monday, I had, when I came to work, where I work, I saw some boys from a distance around my working place. I asked the lady over the phone, what does those boys want? See, walishinda hapa Saturday, wamerauka hapa hata wanatusumbua. So I told them, ask them to meet me at a certain place we meet. And they came. What's up? Si tulikubaliana, hakuna kukuja kazini kwangu, muna niko available, you know where to find me. They told me, oh, no, Switch. Hauwezi enda kupeleka watoto watahiri, umetuacha sisi. Musa, 18 years old, is considered mtoto.
Wow.
Because this guy who are complaining, one was 20, the other one was, I say, what? It's a problem. So come Tuesday, 3 more came. And I told the team that we are organizing a boys reception event. This is the real challenge. It's not the one who had gone already. So we said, what do we do? And so we mobilized. The one lady suggested, let's identify 10 boys. We initiate them for 10 days. And then, and so we thought it's a nice idea. So we splitted ourselves. We end out tafute how 10 boys. Mimi nitaenda tafute kwenye wataka. Another person tafuta pesa yenye watahitaji. Because as of that time, we estimated each boy per day it cost us 600. And they are 10. How much do we need? 60 Gs.
Okay.
So we are like, how can we do this? We said, let's do an online challenge. We did an online fundraiser. By 2 days, we had reached 30K. And so on Friday, we said, why? The guy who had gone to identify the boys came with a list of 36 boys. And we did the 10. So we called a meeting, a crisis meeting again in the place where we usually meet. And I told them, okay, whoever is 17 years and above, the first 10, audio wanaenda. The rest of you wait for December. December iko mbali. And so they agreed, and so they understood that was not the initial the intention. So that is how it started.
Wow.
So by that time, we ended having 27 waiting in the list. And so December came, and we had to take them.
This is now the second year.
The second time. The same year,
Yes,
second time.
So this is actually the 4th time now as we talk, because you have already done twice last year.
Twice
this year, this is the second one.
Yes.
The reason why, actually, when I saw the poster, and I wrote to you immediately. I had not seen the poster. By the way, coincidentally, we are not friends on Facebook.
Yeah, we are friends on social.
We should be friends also on Facebook, so that you can tag me on these kind of things. When I saw it, I did not see it with you. I saw it somewhere.
Wow.
And I was like, this guy is doing something good. I saw what you had written.
Yes.
Of course, I will tell you the truth. I usually have blocked everybody. You might not be able to send me a text on WhatsApp.
It's weird.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, when I saw it, I was like, I want to understand how this guy has done this. Because let me tell you, you go look on another post. I challenge Lois to look for that post and see what I had written.
Yes.
I was challenging the churches, the religious institutions that are doing circumcision, the individuals that are doing this.
Yes.
But I knew you are not part of it, because them, they are doing it for business.
Yes.
But you are asking people to support the people, the young. Do you know, I don't want to do self-disclosure. I usually don't want to do it on this program. But you know, I was a victim of the same. I could not afford circumcision myself. And
I can relate.
I had to wait. All my fellow young people went to be circumcised in December, immediately after class 8.
Yes.
But I did not have anyone to pay for me. Do you know I had to go for kibarua?
Yes.
From December all the way to the next year, April, so that I can afford.
Yes.
And I paid for myself, it was 850 shillings.
Wow.
So I can relate to these boys. And of course, my mother bought me a shirt and a trouser.
Yes.
And I went to look for someone to mentor me.
Yes.
And of course, ask for blessings from my for my late uncle. And I'm telling you, when this one hit me, and that's why I told you, I'm going to give you an opportunity today. I usually don't give people an opportunity in this platform to ask for money. Because I know this one is something that we must take an action as people. If you want to help a generation, we have to do it by action. Sometimes love is not by saying. Sometimes also, this conversation is good and many people will see this conversation, but sometimes it's by action. So I want to congratulate you. And I want you to tell us, because I know you are doing now the second, I was even counting the first lot of the boys, see how many you and try to think how much you needed. I do my research. So tell us how many boys you're doing it right now, and how much is costing, and how you would like people to support. Just before I give you an opportunity to say your final thoughts on this program. I know we could have started this because this one is emotional. You might not get words to close. Look at that camera. Look at your camera, and tell people. Take them through how much it is costing per boy, and then ask our people at least to adopt, even if it's not one boy, a half boy or a quarter boy, you know,
or whatever boy,
or whatever boy, you know, because I'm challenged as an individual. Tell us how we can do this, and I promise you after this we'll also put those details in this broadcast, both on Facebook and on YouTube, so that people can be able to know how can they support this specific program. I'll call you again to come and talk about the Dresser Boy, because our time is not with us. How can we support on the circumcision program?
Thank you so much, Mr. Musa. We are doing this a second round. We had a first round from date 11 to 25th. We had 15 boys, and they were the boys who were left out already, the first one. Because majority of those who are able, they had taken them on date 5. And so a week later is when we realized, we have boys. So we took 15 first round. And each boy, when we are staying with him for 2 weeks, the initial cost is not less than 10K. But when we have like people giving us food stuff and other things, the cost is averaged at 8,000 per boy. So when I had stayed with these 2 boys and we graduated them on the 25th on Saturday, we opened the gate to have them to release them, and I found some boys crying there outside. And it is because all their peers have gone for circumcision, for Rite of Passage, and they are back at home. These ones, they even don't have hope. So I said to myself, and this is now the shameful thing and traumatizing thing for this boy to stay at wherever he stays without without being circumcised. And so we said, let us do round 2. And we dubbed that campaign "Leave No Boy Behind." I think you saw that in the poster.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Because any boy who is left behind has such a hard time to integrate and to stay with the community out there, because there is all manner of ridicule and abuse to that boy. You know the one.
I know.
And sometimes now he lives in hiding without not wanting to disclose. And this one was inspired because I know one guy who I used to defend in high school, who had not undergone that type of... Every boy was just laughing at him, and there's no girl who would want to be associated with that particular guy. And he lived a very hostile life from the people.
Yes.
Everybody is hostile to him. And so we said, we have to leave no boy behind. Now, we appeal to the members of the community.
Yes.
I am grateful because the Nanyukian already know I do this.
Yes.
So when I approach them for food stuff and other things, they sometimes support me unconditionally. And sometimes some of them appreciate what we are doing. And every boy, now we have, in second round, we have 13 boys. And we have another who had been circumcised elsewhere, but couldn't find food to feed. So we knew the recovery would be hectic. And so we brought him in so that he's also mentored and fed together with the rest. So those people who would want to support this program, you can adapt a boy. Actually, they came in on Saturday. That is the date. Last week.
So today is the fourth day.
There is fourth day. It's that day.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and you know about that day. Don't tell Lois about it, but...
I know. So,
yes.
The first 2 days, we usually prepare them.
Yes.
We get to have them understand what is it. And so today is when before I came here, I left them there. Actually, the work is being done as I'm sitting on this set.
Yes.
And after this, I'm going for them. And, you know, because, as he had said, circumcision is not just about the cut. It has to be more and beyond physical. We put in some system in that boy, and we train and teach them their place in the society and what they ought to be doing, and what the meaning of that initiation, and then what he should expect, and what is expected of him by the society. And you know, we demystify some those beliefs,
yes,
and some things that we were subjected under during that session.
Yes. You know, we have to finish because of time. My director is telling me we are beyond time.
Yes.
But you know, when we tell people what was done to us, let me do another self-disclosure. I went it through the Meru culture. Yes. The Meru culture. Now you know.
Where?
Not Kikuyu culture. The Meru culture.
I can imagine.
Now, tell them the paybill and where they need to send. Of course, to adopt one boy is 8,000 shillings. But that one does not mean if you have 500 shillings, you cannot support. You know, it may not be today, it may be tomorrow. And what I say in this kind of a program, even if you see this video after 2 weeks, it will be still viable for you to support because this organization has still wonderful programs that they are doing. And Musa Laikipia does not just support programs. I can tell you for a fact, since we started, I've never told you guys to support any program. This one actually is the first program that I'm kindly asking you to send money. Kindly, because this one is good. I have been affected as a boy, and I know what it can do to the ego of a man. And if that ego has already been injured, then we need to do even work beyond the cut. I was 13 or 14, and it still pinches even today. What about a boy who is 17, 18, 19, and even 20? And therefore, I urge you, my fans, please support. But Switch, tell us where do we send money, or you can also share an office number and even your social media platforms where people can write you inbox and also we live in a society that is farming. If probably you have a gunia of potatoes that can help, or you have a shop and you can be able to give a crate of breads. You know, sometimes Africans, we say we support with what we have. You don't have to give money. If you have something that you know it can help, if you have maize that can cook good githeri, please don't hesitate to also reach my inbox or Switch. We'll also share the link to their group so that you can be able to do it directly. So please share the information how we send money as we come to the end. And allow me to read this one. Big man Chalo. And I say, PowerHim, sir. I'm watching and keep it up. And then I say, I'm still with you guys. Hail to everyone on board. And also Musa Laikipia for this. Thank you so much, big man Chalo. We really appreciate, and we are giving you the paybill number so that you can support the initiative.
Absolutely, big man. For those who want to support in kind or in cash, or those who have things they can donate and give to feed the boys, they can deliver them at our offices at Rifle House, first floor, room 7C. That is opposite Kongomaito or Total Petrol Station. First floor, you can drop or even call us, the number I'm going to share. We can come for it wherever you have it. And it doesn't have to be today, but it is better if it is now. And for those who have Paybill, who need to send in kind, in cash, we use a Paybill number 522 is a KCB, and then account number inaitaga business number. Yeah, it is 605. Sorry, it is 609 35 69. I'm going to repeat that. Paybill number is 522. Then account, you do 609 35 69. And for some people who, I don't know why they don't like to use Paybill, they prefer Mpesa. You can use our Mpesa office number, and this is 0759 747 731. I'm going to repeat that. Mpesa is 0759 747 731. You can also call the same number to ask us to come for your donation in kind and to send money. That one will reach to produce the name Wilson Njoroge, and that will be okay. And in social media, you can find us in PowerHim, and our website is www.powerhim.africa. And then you can also support some of other programs. Those programs, they are outlined there in our Facebook. You can see the one that resonates with you most. And I want to take this opportunity to appreciate those people who have worked with us. Let me tell you, Musa, in this community, we have experienced immense generosity from the members of this community. Whenever we have a program, I'm surprised and I'm humbled by the effort these guys. Some share our contact and what we are doing, just like you, Musa, to people we do not know. And they're like, Musa alituambia, you PowerHim, you are doing this. I'm sending my support. So we have so many ambassadors. We salute you. Your work is not in vain. It is helping us fulfill our mandate. So we appreciate every one of them.
Thank you so much. My director has warned me 3 times. But now, for less than 60 seconds, yes, what is your final word as far as the boy-child mentorship is concerned?
Child challenges is our collective responsibility. Let us step up, let us do it, let us walk with him. If that, we do not have to carry a burden of supporting him. If we just do the initial, the basic, the boy is good. He can do his life on his own. Thank you very much.
There's no a better place to end today than that. The Bible says if the foundation is shaken, what will the Russians do? The foundation of the boy child has been shaken for decades. We did not initiate the problem. We found it. They told us boys should not be emotional. They told us the boy should not cry. They told us man up. And yes, we agree. We are manning up. And we are manning up for the boy child. We will support him. We will work with him. We will power him. And I want even to go further and make it personal. I have powered him. I have been with him. And I will continue having a bias with the mentorship of boy child. Because there are special needs that I may not be able to handle as far as girls are concerned. And therefore, I'll leave that to my partner, who is also the director of CareUp, who deals with that on the issues of girls. I don't say that I don't power. Yes, I support the mentorship of girl child. But my biggest question is always, yes, if we continue powering the girl child and supporting him and forget the boy child, who is going to marry this empowered girl? And therefore, we need to balance. What we do for the girl, we do for the boy. Yes, the girl has special needs. When we are empowering her for those special needs, we can also have a dignity kit for the young people. They also need soap. They also need toothpaste. They also need boxers. And that is why for the first time in this program, we have given out a Paybill number. We have never done that. Even in our own programs, we don't do that. And because God has blessed us, let us support PowerHim as a way, as a society, to show that we are serious in what we are saying. This is a conversation with Musa wa Laikipia. The conversation on the boy child is a continuous conversation. So it has just started. And therefore, we'll call switch again. We'll talk about matters of mental health, and we'll talk about many other issues surrounding the boy child. Let us power him. And if you like this conversation, please share, like, and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe at Musa wa Laikipia Media on YouTube. Thank you so much, by the way, for the first time this year. We hit 1,000. We are at 1.04K. Thank you so much, guys. I did not even ask you to subscribe, and you did it anyway. 1.04K, and I know we are even going to go beyond that. Let's continue with these solution-based conversations. We are not here to complain. We are not here to complain about the government. We are here also to offer solutions. This has been your host, Musa wa Laikipia, and I want also to appreciate our production director, Bona Steve Njero, on the other side. In absentia, Madam Tabitha, and others that are usually on the other side. Location, Mount Kenya Baptist. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Bona Switch. Yeah. Thank you so much. Say hi to those boys. And please, let's talk about one of these days I'll come and mentor them. Of course, utanipeleka na unirudishe. By the way, location this time is not in Nanyuki. It's in Narumoru. It is in Nanyuki? Yeah. I had seen like it's somewhere near Narumoru. Or that one was... that one changed. Then you're lucky.
Great man who gave us
the venue. Good.
It's called Wandu Academy.
Great. Sawa sawa. When the boys have healed completely, please give me a session of 1 or 2 hours, free of charge. You know Musa charges, but this one is purely community work. Thank you so much. Until next time. Today we did 10 a.m. especially for Switch. Next week we go back to 11 a.m. God bless you, and thank you so much. Asanteni sana. Open out.